From our Father, and let's get right into it. Verse 1 reads, the Pharisees also, with the Sadducees, got both tribes here, came and tempting desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. Remember back in chapter 12, they did this same thing. They want a sign, and they have the Son of God standing in front of them. They have Messiah there. They have the feeding of the multitudes. They have lepers healed. They have lame made to walk, of those paralyzed to stand up. He's performed miracle after miracle, and they want a sign. They've got a sign that many people would sure love to see. We do have the Holy Comforter, but he was right there in front of them. Watch how he handles it. Verse 2. He answered and he said unto them, when it is evening, you say, it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. You can look at signs in the heavens and read them. You know what they say. Verse 3, and in the morning, it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. In other words, it's overcast and is moving down. O ye hypocrites, you can discern the face of the sky, but can you not discern the signs of the times? Now underline that word times in your mind, because that's what they're talking about. Not signs from heaven, but signs of the times. Because what is the time he's talking about? It's first Advent. The time of Messiah. He's standing in front of them. Right there in front of them, performing miracles, and they can't recognize him. They can't see it. They're blind to the spiritual fact that he is there, and the first advent has come to pass. There will be also many that will be blind when the second advent takes place, as far as falseness preceding it of the false Christ appearing first. You've got to understand the times, and that's what chapter 13 was about, the parable of the sower, to inform you of the times and seasons whereby you at least knew when you were in that generation of the fig tree. Verse 4, a wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto it but the sign of the prophet Jonas. And he left them and departed. What was the sign of Jonas? It was the fact that Jonas was, this would be Jonah in the Hebrew, was in the Old Testament, 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly, which would be a dead man actually, but in this case not so. He was regurgitated by the hand of God and placed out on the beach where some of the Ninevites could see him. And Jonah wanted to die rather than to bring the Assyrians to God, because he knew from prophecy the Assyrians were going to conquer Israel. And he was a hero to the people. But the sign was that inasmuch as the Ninevites worshipped a fish god, and when this fish regurgitated him and they saw it, this was their Messiah. It had to be their Messiah because the fish brought him. And they worshipped him, followed him. Whatever he said, that was it. But Christ came even after the 3 days and 3 nights in the tomb. And people still won't believe that after he resurrected as Messiah, bringing the kingdom in at that time, the king and his dominion. Though it was not time for him to conquer all, but to save all that would listen. So the signs of the times is very important, and that's what you want to derive from the manuscripts in studying our Heavenly Father's Word. So, and he left the scribes and the Pharisees, Sadducees there. Verse 5 to continue.